Some people are thermostats and some people are thermometers. Thermometers just register the temperature of the room, while the thermostat controls the temperature of the room. This is not just for hot and cold, but for hot and cold attitudes, I think. The people that are thermostats try to control a room with their attitudes. If they're happy, we all get to be happy. And if they're quiet and sad, no one gets to be exuberant or even laugh. The thermostat just dictated how the room will be. This is both good and bad. Good with good attitudes, bad with bad attitudes. 2 Corinthians 9 is a good attitude from the Corinthian Christians. It's so good that the Apostle Paul boasts about them. Welcome to the 260 Journey, and listen to what Paul says about the Corinthian thermostat. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 2. Paul says this: "Keep boasting to the churches of Macedonia about your passion to give. I'm telling them that the believers of Corinth have been preparing to give for a year, and your enthusiasm is contagious. It has stirred many of them to do likewise." Their good, contagious attitude was generosity and giving. The Corinthians' enthusiasm to give was a thermostat and started an epidemic of giving amongst the other Christians. I love what Winston Churchill said. He said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." The Corinthians not only made a life, but made a life worth emulating and imitating. I just love the phrase of the Passion Translation. It says, "Your enthusiasm is contagious." I want to be a good thermostat to other believers. I want to live a life worth imitating. I want my giving to inspire others. I want my life to inspire other people. I want my love for Jesus to begin to inspire a lot of people. Do you want that? Paul tells the Corinthians how wide their influence has been on other Christians. In fact, he tells them that their generosity just didn't meet a need, but inspired people to be better. The dividends on their gift far out exceeded their expectations of simply meeting a financial need. Let me read to you the rest of the chapter. This is verses 11 through 14. "So good things happen as a result of your gifts. Those in need are helped, and they overflow with thanks to God. Those you help will be glad, not only because of your generous gifts to themselves and to others, but they will praise God for this proof that your deeds are as good as your doctrine. And they will pray for you with deep fervor and feeling because of the wonderful grace of God shown through you." Paul says much more happened to the church than having a need met. J.L. Kraft, the head of Kraft Cheese Corporation, said this about giving to God's work: "The only investment I ever made which has paid consistently increasing dividends is the money I've given to the Lord." The Apostle Paul is about to tell us about those increasing dividends. Paul says your gifts inspire people towards gratitude and praise. There are some times that praise can come through an offering, a giving offering, not just an instrument. He also says your gift was proof that your deeds are as good as your doctrines. That's powerful. Their generosity fleshed out what they believe. It's one thing to say you believe a doctrine, but a whole other thing to live it out in life. Their generosity was a proof of that. Donald Miller said it like this: "What I say I believe is not what I believe. What I believe is what I actually do." And finally, the generosity got them on the prayer list. Verse 14 says, "And they will pray for you with deep fervor and feeling because of the wonderful grace of God shown through you." Generosity made people praise. It made people give, they saw proof and inspired them to pray. Think about that. Praise, proof, and prayer, all from a generous offering. Why is it so hard to give away our money? Why is it so difficult not only to tithe, but be available to be generous when I hear of a need? It's because Satan has found a way to block praise, the proof, and the prayer from coming your way by stopping generosity. The famed psychiatrist Carl Menninger said it like this: "Generous people are rarely mentally ill." That's incredible, because he's right. They know the rewards of generosity, the rewards for them and for others. Jim Elliot, the missionary martyr, said it best: "He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose." What a great grain for those generous Corinthian givers. Help me, Lord, to inspire people like that. Thanks for joining the 260 Journey.